And we are back with President Cyril Ramaphosa. Let's talk about the land issue, another hot topic. And let's start off with a tweet that came into us a little bit earlier. This is from Old Flag Yes, New Flag Signifies, ANC EFF Rot. Mr. President, for once and for all, clear up the confusion. You said in Parliament land will be expropriated without compensation, yet to the international community you send another message that their investments are safe. The question is, dangerous games?
No, it's not dangerous games. We're very clear on this issue. Our conference took a clear decision, and Parliament is now in the process of talking to our people as a whole on this very vexed issue of land. And the decision that was taken in our conference was we should expropriate land without compensation, taking into account that it should not harm the economy. We should make sure that agricultural production is also not negatively impacted, and food security should also be an issue that's not negatively impacted. Now, with that, we then have the clear parameters of implementing that resolution. And I've made it very clear that our people are hungry for land. They want to work the land. And in fact, land is an asset. It's an asset that our people want to have in their hands so that they can work this asset. Our country has been a country where assets were kept away from our people. Now our people want those assets, and we need to give them those assets. And what is that going to do? It is going to unlock growth. Once people have assets in their hands, they will be able to contribute to the growth of the economy. And as government, we are going to embark on an agricultural revolution, which is going to empower our people to work the land effectively and to make sure that, one, they are able to contribute to the growth of the economy and also to look after their own families and households.
Is that where the Ingonyama Trust sits into this area?
The Ingonyama Trust is about communal land, land that is owned in KZN, and in other areas there's land that is under the control of our traditional leaders, and that land also is land that, one, people have been saying, are we going to target that land for expropriation? And the answer is no.
Because it seems that land is sacrosanct, and yet other land possibly is not.
No, it is not sacrosanct. That land is held by traditional leaders in custody on behalf of our people. Now, the Constitution is very clear. The Constitution says there should be security of tenure for our people as a whole. So our people must get land rights as well. Now, in the rural areas, our people are being given land. It's being parceled out to them, and quite a lot of it is being given out in permission to occupy or something like that, permit to occupy. And our people say, we would like to have security of tenure. Now, this is where the discussion is now going to ensue with our traditional leaders, so that we do not have two systems of land ownership in our country.
Well, it sounds like it, doesn't it, at the moment, that theirs is a completely different issue. And if we can delve a little bit further into the issue, I mean, I know you were one of the negotiators there. It sounds good on paper, but actually it's been disastrous in several areas when it comes to mining rights, some of the bullying that people have experienced through the trust, the fact that many women have been kicked off the property once their husband or father has died. What's going wrong there?
No, precisely all that is a subject for discussion. And that is why I went out to say to the King, we're not targeting the land under the Ingonyama Trust for expropriation without compensation. We also said we are going to meet and have a further discussion. And indeed, we are saying the same to all our traditional leaders, that there needs to be a discussion and a debate, and all of them welcome that. They would like to have that type of discussion, because we must have that discussion, because the traditional leaders are the natural leaders of our people. They hold these assets on behalf of the nation, on behalf of our people.
So what's the
And we should
outcome
not-
that you want from there, and how will it fit into the bigger land dispute? As you say, you don't want two systems.
We clearly don't want two systems. We want all our people to have similar rights as they are embedded in our Constitution. Our Constitution is very clear on that. And even if we wanted that, people would be able to take us to court and say we are being dealt with differently. So the conversation that we should have with all traditional leaders is the extent to which we can give effect to our Constitution, so that our people also are able to have and enjoy the same rights all over the country. And the traditional leaders, and indeed the Ingonyama Trust, being the traditional leaders of our people, have a role to play in this discussion.
Okay, let me put something to you. I mean, do you think you let the land genie out of the bottle when you spoke about expropriation without compensation? I believe it is not ANC policy, and it's something that the EFF is actually taking on quite well. I mean, they say that all land should be state-owned land. Has he won the battle there with the people? Is he saying the right things?
No, I mean, we completely reject this notion that all land should be under the state, because it would, if we were to do that, it would just be an administrative nightmare. People own land. Black people, white people own their land. And what we need to do in terms of the Constitution is to perfect that right that people have. Security of tenure is what our people are yearning for. And we didn't let the genie out of the bottle. ANC decided that we should now expropriate land without compensation because previous approaches, which the ANC had with great wisdom sought to approach the land question with, like the willing buyer, willing seller, did not yield the results that we wanted. And as a modern organization, an organization that listens to our people, to the call that our people have made, we responded positively. So it is ANC policy, and we are going to expropriate land in the way that we have decided at our conference.
Where does
now,
this
the debate that is now raging throughout the country is a wonderful debate, because we should allow that debate to go on, because it enriches the outcome that we are finally going to have. And that outcome is going to be an outcome that I believe will be found to be satisfactory all round. There are different approaches now. There are landowners who are seemingly fearful of this. But the interesting thing is that some of those landowners are coming forward and say, we want to participate in this transformation that has to happen in our country. We want to be part of the solution rather than be part of the problem.
Okay, let me ask you about business interests, because businesses will fall under the same rules as South African when it comes to land. Isn't that going to frighten them?
No, it will not frighten. I mean, we've been talking to a number of businesses. Businesses, in the main, many of them are not, in the business to own land. They're in the business to produce products, to produce services. That's what they are targeting to do. And many of them have come forward and said, Mr. President, we own large tracts of land. We are willing to sit down and hand over the land that we own to the people, and we are also prepared to give support and assistance to those who the land will be divided to or be given to. Now, I am not fearful about businesses feeling that they are going to be squeezed. They are actually willing participants in all this. And I could name a number of entities and companies, but this is not the space to do so, who are coming forward and say, please cut us into the solution. We want to be the solution rather than the problem. Now, that has given me a great deal of comfort that we've got something that we can build a wonderful equation out of. And here we have a great opportunity as South Africans to have a win-win outcome out of this debate on land and not a win-lose, because our constitutional democracy is not win-lose. It is win-win, but it is win for those who were previously oppressed and disadvantaged. And there will have to be some give for those who did benefit from the privileges of the past. They will know, they need to know that there is something that they are going to have to give.
All right, and we look forward to hearing what that is. We've got obviously a lot more to talk about when it comes to business and the economy. It's our live interview with President Cyril Ramaphosa continues here on eNCA.